Trippier is amazing. You know what he does, his leadership, his dedication to the team is second to none.
Hey guys, we're still at the Masons Arms here in Blythe. Adam, I know confidence is pretty high with you as well. You've already booked tickets, well, not tickets, but a hotel for Wembley in case Newcastle get to the League Cup final, right?
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see behind me, that is the Masons Arms in Blythe. This is the pub that is now owned by a former Newcastle United player in Olivier Bernard. So today, essentially, I've been asked to come in from the Premier League alongside Newcastle Fans TV and Kendall, Rowen, to do an interview on Premier League TV about Newcastle's season so far. So we're going to head inside, we're going to speak to Olivier Bernard, we're going to speak to all the content creators, and I'm going to show you as well the actual interview on the Premier League channel. Without further ado, let's get to it.
Hey guys, we're still at the Masons Arms here in Blythe, and it's Ollie Bernard's pub, if you missed that already. We've been chatting about the moments of 2022, and Ollie, there is one man in particular who takes your highlight of this year in the Premier League.
Yes, for me it's Miguel Almiron, and his goals against Fulham is it shows how the club has evolved and how the player himself has evolved since last year. We always question his end product, and recently it's been a star.
Yeah. And there's been some huge moments for Newcastle United this year, obviously rising up the league. We're joined by some of the fans now. Jonathan, just tell us what it is about this current crop of Newcastle players and the management that is making things tick so much.
They're just all putting the effort in. They're just making every run possible. They just want to die for the shirt, which is just, I haven't seen that for probably since Ollie's been playing for Newcastle, for being brutally honest. But yeah, it's been incredible. But from goalkeeper to defence, midfield, strikers, it doesn't matter who puts on that Newcastle shirt. They're just putting all the effort in, and when you do that, you normally get good results out of it.
Yeah, confidence is really high as well amongst the fans. Kendall, we've been talking about Almiron there, but we've seen improvement in loads of Newcastle players, not just Almiron. It's just one by one, each and every one of them seem to be picking up form.
Yeah, I don't actually think you could pick one specific player that's improved the most. I think obviously Joe Linton's one, Almiron's one. Every single player across the board, even from before Eddie Howe joined, but players that we had before have just completely improved. And yeah, everyone's putting in 100%. Everyone's actually, this is cliche, but united, and everyone's just loving it at the moment. You can tell it in the way that we play football. Everyone's really enjoying it.
Yeah, and Adam, I know confidence is pretty high with you as well. You've already booked tickets, well, not tickets, but a hotel for Wembley in case Newcastle get to the League Cup final, right?
Yes, that is correct. I'm confident in the team. I know that Eddie Howe is going to get the best out of his players, and the team, everyone's together. Everyone wants to strive and become better at the club, and that's something that I've been waiting my whole life to see. So it's brilliant to see the club where it is now. I'm confident we're going to get the Carabao Cup final. So yes, the hotel's booked now. I can't wait to be there.
Well, I hope so as well. And let's just have one final prediction. Where are Newcastle going to finish this season?
Top of the league.
Well, we will see if that trophy gets lifted with black and white ribbons on it. Maybe we can do the open top bus parade past this pub, Ollie.
We could.
We'll see. We'll go back to the studio now, guys. Confidence is very high here.
So now, guys, we are joined here today by a former Newcastle United player, Olivier Bernard. Well, first off, I mean, we are third in the Premier League table, and I think it's fair to say that everyone around the club is buzzing. It's just, what are your general thoughts on Newcastle's season so far?
It's one of the first season that I get really good buzz, a good vibe, go into the stadium and watch the boys. I haven't felt like that for the past 10-15 years. So I'm pleased with what I see and the dynamic that there is within the group that Eddie Howe created. So it reminds me a bit of Bobby Robson's side. That's how good the feeling is at the minute.
And I mean, speaking of that Bobby Robson side, last time Newcastle played in the Champions League, of course, was in his years. Just that possibility again that Newcastle could potentially reach the top four this season. Just how's it feel? Just, I mean, knowing that that's actually a possibility, it could happen.
It will happen. The way we are playing at the minute, I don't see any other side. There's probably two to three side that can beat us in our days. If we have our starting 11, we are difficult to beat. Defensively, we're probably the most compact team to break down. So it's definitely Newcastle are really on the front foot at the minute. if we can score more goals, then nobody will touch us.
And one particular area of the pitch I want to talk to you about, especially as the full-backs, of course, your time at Newcastle as a left-back, just seeing Dan Burn and Kieran Trippier. I think Kieran Trippier especially has that leadership skills that is just, I mean, you can't have those two out of the squad.
It's great, it's fantastic, you know. Trippier is amazing, you know, what he does, his leadership, his dedication to the team is second to none. And Dan Burn, who's not a natural left-back, is using his brain, you know, superbly. You know, he's not the quickest, but he knows when to tackle. He knows in the air he's unbeatable. He knows himself very well, and that's what I like about him. I think he's a fantastic player. You know, and he doesn't look older than what it is. He's a fantastic player.
And now next week Newcastle United's transfer window opens. Might not be any particular players in mind, but is there any positions you have in mind or any ideas on where Newcastle should invest in?
I'd like to see Maddison, Bellingham are two English players that I would love to see in the black and white shirt, but you know, it's easy to say, a lot harder to happen. But yeah, I think Maddison would be a good addition for the winter. But for the summer, I'd love to see if we can secure the Champions League position. I'd love to see Bellingham coming to Newcastle.
So is that your prediction in top four? Or do you?
I think we should be in the top four. We will be in the top four. We should be in the top two, but we'll see.
And finally, it's been 67 years since Newcastle's won a domestic trophy. We're currently in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Do you see any possibility that this season might be the year we'll finally break that duct or under Eddie Howe?
It could be. It would be heartbreaking to choose between the Champions League spot or a cup.
Yeah, which one would
I
you
hope
choose?
we can do both, but I doubt we can. So I'll probably I'll take the cup probably.
You take the cup of the Champions League.
Yeah. This year, I want to win something. I want to win something, and I would set. We should finish in European size and places anyway. So even if we win Europa League and winning the Carabao Cup would be fantastic, and then the Europa League. Next year, even better.
I appreciate it.
If we're not in the Champions League, but I really hope we are in the Champions League spot.
Okay, so we are now joined here by Kendall. We've been talking today about Newcastle's season so far, and just in your opinion, we're third in the Premier League table. Just how's it been in your eyes?
I can't imagine. I always used to say the last season that I actually enjoyed as much was the Championship season, and everyone always used to think that's bizarre because like, how are you enjoying the Championship? But honestly, that was the last time I felt like actually happy and like confident in a season. But honestly, this season's just been incredible. Last season was good, obviously the first half wasn't, but second half of the season was brilliant. This season I feel excited to go to games. Like I didn't want the international break to come, and that's not like you'll know yourself, Adam, that's not like us who normally quite welcome the international break, but this time I didn't want it to come. So yeah, honestly I don't have one negative to the season so far. Absolutely not one negative to say. It's just been so good.
Halfway into the season though, there's still another half to go, so as good as it's been, nothing's guaranteed. Just in your opinion, where do you think we can finish?
At the beginning of the season I said 8th, right? And now that we're with obviously third now, Man City win the other night. Now that we've been in top 4 consistently for a number of weeks, months now, I think top 6 is 100% achievable. I know everyone will probably think, well, you know, you're third, whatever, but I think top 4 worries me because of the squad depth and stuff. So I always think that we don't maybe have that enough to compete, but I know we obviously have 2 windows before we get to if it's Champions League next season. But yeah, 5th is my prediction now. That might be, I think that's probably unfair on the team and how well we've played, and unfair on Eddie and how good we are doing, but I just think it's PTSD and it's Newcastle United PTSD. I just think that at one point there's going to be a drop off somewhere, even though there hasn't been since January. There's going to be somewhere that it goes wrong along the way, but that's just my negativity, I think. But yeah, 5th is my prediction.
So the January transfer window opens next week. I think it's going to heavily dictate our season, especially with injuries. You know, if you pick up some key injuries, it can really have a negative effect in the squad. So Is there any predictions or players in mind that you think Newcastle should go for?
Everyone's going to say Maddison. I understand Maddison 100%. I know he's possibly injured at the moment, so maybe we don't go for Maddison at this point in time. It might be in the summer. Other than that, it would be players like Caicedo from Brighton. But I know Brighton are everyone kind of looks at us and Brighton is like similar sort of teams and similar sort of clubs at the moment. But I would love someone like that. I think we definitely need some additions just for squad depth in general, and we just need to inject a little bit more quality. Obviously now Shelby's out, I think we definitely need a midfielder. That's probably unquestionable at this point. Probably we've got Isak to come back, so I would normally say an attacking player, but at the same time, so Axman's on the bench still. He hasn't come back again. As I said, Isak's not come back yet. So, yeah, I don't know a specific player. I don't know what we'd actually go for, because I think there's probably, in every area, I think we still need at least one more player. I think we still need at least another centre-back. We need another midfielder. I would have loved Maddison, but if he's injured, it's not gonna work. But I would like, if we go for one single player in this window, I'm not going to say a specific player, but I think we need a DM, because I think Bruno's better going forward. And with Shelby out now, we don't have anyone who operates really in that area other than Bruno if he plays in the 6. So yeah, probably a DM for me, or an attacking midfielder.
Right guys, we are now joined by Premier League presenter Emil. I mean, wow, what a Mr. Big Time now. I remember the True Faith fan cams last season. Now you're running the Premier League show. I mean, how you been? You been alright?
Yeah, good mate. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today on this one. It's good to have you along.
We spent today actually talking about Newcastle's season so far and how good it's been. Currently in the top 4 race. Just what have your thoughts been on this season?
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, everyone says it's a little bit ahead of schedule with regards to what the actual ownership are wanting, but you know, it can't be faulted really. It's the best it could possibly be, and I think it's great that we've not actually spent that much money, yet we're flying high. It just kind of proves everything that Newcastle fans were saying before Eddie Howe came in, which was this team just needs a good bit of management, a good bit of organisation. It needs fans, management, ownership working together, and that's exactly what we've got.
Now, it's been amazing so far, but it's only half of the season. There's still a long way to go. What do Newcastle need to do in order to sort themselves out and make sure we can continue this momentum?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they have to continue it. And we were a bit worried about after the World Cup and how things would be, but it looks like, you know, we've hit the ground running, and if we can keep that up, then who knows what can happen. But I think that it's going to be all about keeping level-headed. I don't think there's any players in that team who will lose their minds with it, but I think that the best thing is that we've got the management structure who will keep the players, you know, as Joe Willock would say, feet on the table, or feet under the table or on the ground, in his view. Yeah, I think that it's just all about not losing sight of what we need to do. It's about staying focused, but the good thing is that they've given themselves a lot of free hits, if you like, with this now. They've done so well, and like I say, it's a bit ahead of schedule, so whatever happens now, Newcastle, if they finish 8th or above, it's still a massive achievement for them. I don't think they'll finish in the lower bit of that, but you know, they'll definitely be up there, and after that, who knows what's going to happen.
Now, the most exciting part now, I think it's fair to say, the window opens next week.
Yep.
I think it's going to dictate our season. I think we still have to invest. I know our start 11 is very good, but I think squad depth can be an issue. All it takes is a Trippier injury, Bruno, your key players, then it's going to be a lot of questions in the air. So, in your opinion, just what predictions or what players do you have in mind that you think Newcastle should go for?
Well, I never like to get the feeling that, you know, we're a bit spoiled, because, you know, I think that the players that we've signed so far are great additions, and the one good thing that we've done with all of our signings so far is that we've not signed any, you know, people who are above their station. There's talk of, you know, would Newcastle go for Ronaldo and stuff like that? Not a chance. You want those players who will fit the mould of what this team is. Obviously, the talk of Maddison is really nice. I think that he's the type of player that would add a little bit more of an attacking threat to the team, because whilst we are good up front with Wilson and Isaac when he's back, we are a little bit short of attacking options. you know, there's questions over Sam Maximan's final product, and he can't always be the one who provides when Newcastle are without a striker. So maybe having someone like Maddison in there would be a really special buy. But I think I'm really excited about the younger players that we can sign. You know, we've got a lot of chatter about Garan Kuol and how he did, and he's not even played for Newcastle yet. He's going to join us in January properly. But yeah, getting these young players in, getting the future in, that's what Newcastle have never really had. So if we get like a hidden gem like your Sven Botman or anything like that, I think that's the most exciting part about supporting Newcastle at the minute. It's about the youth players that we can bring to ensure that we've got the players of the future. So I'm never too up to speed on who's coming through or or who the new wonder kids are, but it's just nice to see Newcastle investing in that side as well.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that today. It was great to be inside then. That was my Premier League debut. Listen, I always said one day I'll be playing for the Premier League. Didn't happen, but I mean, I guess we were close enough. But seriously, no, it was great being in there today. It was great being able to speak to Olivier Bernard, being able to speak to all the different fan channels, just talk about Newcastle in a positive light. Top 4 of the Premier League currently. I mean, what do I say? It's just an amazing feeling to talk about this fantastic club that's only going to go from strength to strength. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think for the second half of Newcastle season? Can we finish in the top 4? But that's it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching. Have a great new year, and I'll see you all in the next one.